Today we're talking about a film that redefined both science fiction and horror. It's been over 40 years since its release, yet Alien remains one of the most terrifying, nerve-shredding movie experiences ever put to the screen. And honestly, it's still the best sci-fi horror of all time, in my opinion. Now, what makes Alien stand out, even from its many sequels and spin-offs, is its simplicity. A confined setting, a straightforward story, and a terrifying monster. Some people argue that the small scale was down to the budget limitations and the technology of 1979, but for me that's what makes it so effective. The claustrophobic corridors of the Nostromo or the shadowy corners of the alien planet means the xenomorph could be hiding anywhere in plain sight. You don't see it until it's too late, and it's that tension that keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout its runtime. Ridley Scott created what I truly believe is the greatest horror movie ever set in space. Other films like Event Horizon, or even more recent ones like Life, have tried to capture that same sense of fear, but none of them have come close to Alien. The story is deceptively simple. The crew of the Nostromo intercept a mysterious signal, investigate a strange planet, and bring something deadly back on board. That something, of course, leads to one of the most iconic monsters in movie history. The performances here really sell the story. You believe the crew have been together for a long haul. They bicker, they argue, but when they start to lose people, you feel the loss. And of course, the infamous chestburster scene. There is a story that John Hurt knew what was coming, but the rest of the cast didn't. And while it's often debated, I choose to believe it because I think it makes that moment even more powerful. Because the shock on their faces, the screams, the recoil, feel so raw. It's one of cinema's most legendary moments for a reason. The design of the xenomorph, the facehugger, and the derelict ship all come from the twisted artwork of Swiss artist H.R. Giger and its nightmare fuel. The alien is called the perfect organism for a reason. Acid blood, unstoppable instincts, and a design that's both biomechanical and terrifying. The Nostromo itself feels like a real lived-in industrial spaceship, while the planet LV-426 is desolate and it's unnerving. But my favourite element is how confined everything feels. The crevices of the planet, the narrow corridors of the ship, you're constantly on edge, and it's that sense of danger that never lets up. And of course, Sigourney Weaver deserves a massive shout out. Her performance as Ellen Ripley changed cinema forever. She's smart, level-headed, and by the end of the film, she emerges as one of the most iconic heroes in movie history. What's wild is that Ripley was originally written as a male character, but casting Weaver gave us the first true female action hero, and she absolutely owned the role. Alien still wears the crown as the best sci-fi horror film ever made. No matter how many sequels, prequels, or imitators we get, nothing captures the same raw fear, atmosphere, and sheer mastery of the original. For me, the greatest sci-fi horror film has always come down to a battle between Alien and John Carpenter's The Thing, but I think Alien just edges it to take the top spot. So I'm giving Alien a perfect 5 out of 5. For me, it's a masterpiece of horror, sci-fi, and filmmaking as a whole. What about you? Do you think Alien is the best in the franchise, or do you prefer Aliens? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check back for more movie breakdowns. Thank you so much for watching.